Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season Where the platform where we speak truth to power. Let's dive straight into it. The security concerns of the nation is very much on the lips of the National Assembly, and they're having a recent meeting. Let's dive straight in. Here, Jeffrey Uzono, long-time politics on channels. Let's hear what he has to say and listen to the senators and please keep in mind you have the power as citizens to demand for your constitution in your local language. You have that power right now. Under Section 97, it says that your deliberations for your state house of assemblies can be done in English. However, you can also have it done in your local language, and that is the one I want each and every one of us to be aware of. Let me quickly just give you that information. Do I have it to hand? Let me just check one sec. One sec. Yes, as stated under Section 97 of the 1999 Constitution, the fraudulent 1999 Constitution, I must add, you have a power. The reason why we are doing this is we need to focus on the things we can do as people, not on what the government is doing. And unless and until we begin to do that, nothing will change. We must exercise our powers of sovereignty under Section 14.2a and 14.2c. Section 14.2a, briefly, I'll read that to you. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a. 14.2c, the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. These are powers written and enshrined in the 1999 constitution. As we all know, it's going through a process. They want to make two key changes to the constitution. One is to empower state government to be able to actually, take control of the police. That is a welcome move. And secondly, the devolution of powers. So that's what they're currently trying to go through the process to do at the National Assembly. But we as citizens don't have to wait. I'm reading to you Section 97. It states, and I'm going to read that to you. The business of a House of Assembly shall be conducted in English. That is what it states in our constitution. Already there's a big problem with that because we are not English. Why should we be forced to know about our constitutional rights in a foreign language? That is a valid question that we must ask. And furthermore, it states, but the House may, in addition to English, conduct the business of the House in one or more of the languages spoken in the state as the House may, by resolution, approve. And what do they mean by resolution? If each and every state House of Assembly members are sent from their local government to the state, demanding that the people in each of those local governments now state, look, we are telling you to go to the state and translate and carry out the business of the nation of the state in our local language, so we know what you guys are doing and we can participate. If you instruct them, they will have to do so. That is a very important process that we need to really emphasize and talk about in a great deal. 1 second, please. So I really wanted to really talk about that in depth. So please, when you're watching this, every single citizen, you have that power right now. You don't have to wait for anybody. It is your power. The longer we fail to exercise this power, the longer the sufferings in our community will continue. We need to exercise the powers. We need the constitution translated into our local language. In fact, the deliberations of those who are in those state house of assemblies must be done in our local language to enable and facilitate the participation of people in their own governance because it's in their language. Very, very important point to make here. Now let's go forward again to the main topic. So here we go. So let's listen to what he has to say here for a few minutes anyway.
By the concerns raised by federal lawmakers over the worrying insecurity still bedeviling the country, as its leadership has now resolved to meet with the president to find lasting solution. The resolution follows a motion of urgent importance raised by Senator Emmanuel Udende in the killing of over 50 persons in fresh attacks in no less than 5 communities in Kwande, Ukum, Logo, and Katsina-Ala local government areas of
Insecurity.
Benue State. The lawmakers
Each of the state governors has questions to answer, and you as sovereign, you can exercise your powers of sovereignty to demand and question them. Where are the funds that has been provided by the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee? Where have they gone? Those funds should be focused, to be directed towards providing safety and security first and foremost in all parts of all states. But hey, let's carry on.
has also urged the service chiefs and heads of security agencies to, among other things, urgently deploy security personnel to address the attacks in the communities, as our National Assembly correspondent Gloria Mezueke reports.
First reading taken.
For these senators on the second day of plenary for the week, the worsening food crisis is not the only challenge desirous of urgent intervention, but the unabating insecurity.
The Senate aware.
In a motion of urgent importance, the killing of over 50 persons in at least 5 communities in Benue State is brought before the House.
The situation and development has inflicted untold hardship on women, children, and elderly who are trekking long distances in search of safe haven.
Humongous amount of money has been allocated. We have not done our constitutional oversight responsibility to ensure that that money is judiciously utilized.
You get the same answer, nothing being done. Why do we have to continue to do the same thing? It's a question for the Senate.
We should insist on getting improvements, and of course, constitutional review is coming. I don't know what we can do better, but the security...
Did you hear what I said about the constitutional review? They're talking about state police going to be handed to the police, to the local, to the states, which is a good move, and of course, devolution of powers. Those are what he's referring to. But we can participate in that process right now, and we need to participate. I insist that we demand that this, the Constitution be translated into our local languages as a matter of urgency, and we can demand for it under Section 97 of the 1999 Constitution. And all it requires is when we put pressure on each of the state House of Assembly members, they will go to the Assembly and pass a law based on our pressure from our local government base, whereby we instruct the local government chairman to go and speak to ensure that we, the people, are demanding for the Constitution to be translated into our local languages, so we know what the Constitution is being put through the Constitution in our local languages. It is very important that this happens. Without us knowing what is being done, without us, to remove the need for us to have what is meant for us to go through a foreign language that means nothing to our people in the villages and thereby prevents them from holding those elected to office to account. Enough of this nonsense. We need to make that change. But let's listen on to what he's saying here.
Architecture in Nigeria today has failed woefully.
And this is the former president of Senate president speaking, Ahmed Lawan, the 9th Senate. Yeah, the previous Senate. Can you imagine? And he's saying that they failed woefully, but yet he was, and they're not taking any responsibility. The only way they will take responsibility is when we, the citizens, begin to hold them to account using our powers of sovereignty. We must use those powers of sovereignty collectively. I emphasize collectively. Thank you.
And we have said this many times, even in the previous assemblies, that this thing is not working.
What we concluded now.
You see, they're just talking. Without us actively participating as citizens in our governance, holding them to account, nothing will change. That's the point I'm making. We passed the point of throwing our hands up in the air and going, God help us. No God will come from above to help us. We must participate. We must demand that they translate that constitution and their deliberations into our local languages so we, the people, can begin to see what they're doing and begin to hold them to account at the local level in our local languages as a matter of urgency right now.
Now it's most important to get a team from the Senate and the House of Rep to get audience with the President in the presence of the service chiefs.
All they're doing here is just trying to say they're trying to do something. They're not going to, nothing they do here will make any change, because the governors are sitting on tons of money meant for the local government areas, and they're not releasing it. The only way they release it is by each and every local government member, sovereign, participating in that process, demanding those funds, demanding for town hall meetings with the state governors, state House of Assembly members, local government chairman, House senators, House of Reps, to come and account for where the funds have gone. You need to play your part in that process. If you don't, you will continue to suffer. That is the plain fact.
So that we take a decision that will yield result.
Many proffered solutions before the lawmakers adopted.
It's all talk, talk, talk. What needs to happen is our active participation in our governance. Nothing else will suffice. If we do not do that right from the local level, nothing is going to change. I urge us all, begin that process. Play your part. You can play your part in that process. Again, I'll quickly run that by you just to give you a bit of a heads up. This is what we need. We need the business of the House of Assembly shall be conducted. It says in English. No, English is not our first language in our communities. The first language is what must be used so that people know what laws are being passed to impact their lives in their local language. And we have the power, Section 97. But the House may, in addition to English, conduct the business of the House in one or other languages spoken in the state, as House may, by resolution, approve. And that is where you come in. As sovereigns, we can instruct them to go and pass laws to ensure that the business of the state is conducted in a language understood by all locals in their local language. And by participating in that process, we can make sure that they now go and pass a law based on the pressure we put on them at the local level. The State House of Assembly members, local government chairman, they will have to return to the State House of Assembly and say this is what they want from us. They want it in the local language, and they will pass the law based on that. But if we remain silent, nothing will change. That is the point I'm making here. Let's go ahead.
Some resolutions to prevent further attacks.
Those who are in support of this say aye.
All of this is all talk. Nothing will stop. It requires local active participation. Those who are out there, they are not the ones on the ground who will feel what is going on. You are the ones feeling what is going on, the killings going on in your community. Begin to actively participate to put a stop to it. No God, no Allah will come from above. You have the powers as sovereigns. It's time to use those powers under Section 97. I urge us all. That must be the process we must get involved in immediately.
Those again say nay. The eyes are.
That's not going to change anything. It will not save lives. It will not give you infrastructure. It is your active participation on a daily basis in your governance, demanding for the constitution to be in your local language and deliberations to be carried out in your local language, so you can follow what's going on and ask questions. You have that right. I encourage us all. Let us begin to be part of that process.
The bill for an act to amend the National Assembly Library Trust Fund to alter the name to National Assembly Library and Resource.
That's nonsense. That means nothing. We need active participation at the ground level, at the local level, as a matter of urgency. I'm going to stop that now. I don't want to even go into that. We'll come back to that. I just wanted to just touch on what is going on here to see how far removed what they're doing is from your lives. It's not going to impact your lives. It is your active participation that will make that change. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Season A, the platform where we speak through the power. I'm taking every opportunity to show us the urgency of the situation that we're in. We need our people to know the constitution in the local languages. Join us in this struggle. Please share this broadcast, subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. Subscribe to Season AY, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. We're done talking. We need to take collective action, and it is through active participation and local governance. Going to any church or any mosque is not the solution. Participating on a daily basis in your governance, holding up to account, demanding for the constitution to be in your local language is the solution to the problems, the multitude of problems that we face. Without our active participation at the local level in our governance, holding those we elect into office to account, nothing will change. Demanding for that constitution in your local language is your right. Exercise it now. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Season AY, the platform where we speak through the power of Balatron. Thank you. Please do share the broadcast. Thank you, and bye for now.